Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 19 Liverpool career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for the love and support on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of these episodes, we're quickly going to recap on the previous. Now, you guys might be thinking, Brad, surely it's about time we get a one-season wonder video with the Manchester City Season 1 series. Now, unfortunately, guys, I was meant to be recording the one season wonder at Manchester City for Season 1, but unfortunately, it's the 12th of May, and if you guys are football fans, you will know that that means it was the final day for Premier League football. We had Liverpool versus Wolves and Manchester City versus Brighton. Liverpool, we done everything that we possibly could, and we beat Wolves 2-0. Absolutely smashed it. But unfortunately, Manchester City did go 1-0 down, surprisingly, to Brighton. But unfortunately, they couldn't hold out, and Manchester City did, of course, then go on to win 4-1. And win the Premier League title. So unfortunately, me as a Liverpool fan, I'm not a bitter. I don't hate City, I don't hate United. I don't really have hatred towards any other clubs. But considering my club, Liverpool, has just lost today, I can't bring it to myself to record one season wonder with Manchester City. Because for Liverpool to gain 97 points, only lose once in the whole entire Premier League, Salah and Mane to both finish top goal scorer with Aubameyang on 22 goals. And then to also be in the final of the Champions League where we face off against Spurs. I'm a little bit gutted that we missed out on the Premier League by 1 point. It is a little bit heartbreaking. And to be honest, from what I've watched and the Liverpool team that I've supported since a young boy, this is easily the best squad we have ever had. So Jurgen Klopp and the players will be heartbroken as well because we smashed it, we played so well. And even against Wolves, who can be a very difficult opponent, they're very quick down the wings, they're great at the back, we managed to beat them 2-0, but on the day, sadly, it just wasn't enough. And Brighton, sadly, couldn't do it for us and beat or hold City to a draw. So that's why I'm recording the Liverpool career mode, because unfortunately, guys, it's just one of those things. I'm not a bitter, I'm not a horrible football fan that hates all clubs. But obviously, I'm a little bit heartbroken because we played so well and I just couldn't sit down and record the series, the one season wonder with Manchester City. But nevertheless, you guys are still getting a video, so I am sure you are happy about that. But anyway, back to the previous episode, guys. We faced off against Arsenal in the FA Community Shield. We have now upped the difficulty, guys. I have to keep reminding you to Ultimate. And apart from maybe the game against PSG and the game against Bayern Munich, I don't feel as struggling too much because, of course, we beat Arsenal, a real big London Premier League club. We beat them 2-0 and cruised in the Community Shield, so we did lift our second piece of silverware. In episode 71, we won the pre-season, the Asian Elite Cup, and lifted our first piece of silverware. Then in episode 72, we, of course, won the FA Community Shield against Arsenal and lifted our second piece of silverware. We then simulated the game against Burnley, which was our first Premier League game and could have been a little bit of a risk, but luckily enough, the risk paid off and we did beat them 2-1 and bagged the 3 points. And then we come up against Bayern Munich in the UEFA Super Cup. And this was probably one of the most difficult games because although you can see the scoreline of we beat them 2-0, it actually took us going to extra time before Vinicius Jr. come on as a sub, turned up and put 2 past Manuel Neuer. And that was probably the first game so far since we've kicked off the Premier League that I've struggled. PSG was a bit of a struggle. We did beat them 3-2 in pre-season, but Bayern took us all the way to the 106th minute before we could score our first goal. But again, Bayern Munich, massive German club, massive in Europe. And what else can I say? It was always going to be a difficult game. And then in today's episode, when we ended the previous episode, we said we were going to play the Watford game, play the Arsenal game, and then simulate the Norwich game. But what I forgot is cheeky games like this game against Stevenage get thrown in there from the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup as we progress through the year. So, of course, today's games, are going to be Watford, Arsenal, and Stevenage. Now, I would love to win the Carabao Cup, but I am thinking to myself, can I risk simulating a game against Watford and Arsenal? Because obviously we want to make sure we win the Premier League. So I don't know how we're going to go out doing this, considering I want to win all trophies. So right now I'm thinking do a simulate the Watford game and then play the Arsenal and Stevenage game. Because, yep, Stevenage we should hammer, but I just don't know how that's going to work out. In fact, I'm going to bite the bullet here. We're going to play the Watford game in today's episode. We're going to play the Arsenal game. And we're going to simulate the game in the Carabao Cup against Stevenage. Because you know what? We've got 7 or 8 trophies. Let me just refresh. So we had the pre-season Asian League Cup, which we've won. The FA Community Shield, which we've won. The UEFA Super Cup that we've won. We've then got the Premier League, the Champions League, the Carabao Cup, and the FA Cup. So I think there is potentially 7 trophies up for grabs this year. We've already won 3. So the remaining ones are the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League and the Champions League. Of course, I would love to win all 7 because you guys know that I will be leaving Liverpool. I will be retiring at the end of Season 3. Now, because I'm recording the Liverpool Career Mode episode, guys, unfortunately that means that all the comments that you guys have left about, fan objectives and stuff like that, transfers, I've seen a few of you said, Brad, I do really want you to buy someone in this Career Mode Season 3 at Liverpool, but I'm just not sure who. Well, have a think, guys, because we've got a little bit more time. Let me just check. So we'll have another episode. If we're playing these 3 games, then we'll be finishing the transfer window in the next episode, episode 74. So you've got a little bit of time, but what you haven't got time for is the fan objectives. Now, I know a few of you have left objectives like Timo Werner to score 20-plus goals in all competitions. And then there was you have to wear a Spurs shirt when we play Spurs in the Champions League final. Guys, I want to keep it where I'm either giving to somebody or I'm doing something in this career mode. I don't really want it where I've got to wear the opposition's shirt because I'm absolutely heartbroken that Liverpool have just missed out by 1 point on winning the Premier League. I don't really want to have to sit there and wear a Spurs shirt when we play Spurs in the Champions League. So if we can try and keep it, i.e. we do something in this career mode, or we do something where I give something away to either charity or you guys or an Amazon gift card or something like that, that would be absolutely awesome. But the reason I'm telling you this in today's episode, guys, is because you need to tell me by episode 74. So this is your last chance to let me know a fan objective, because in episode 74, the episode's going to be called Fan Objectives and Transfer Window Closed, and that's where we're going to be doing our transfers, and we're also going to be announcing the fan objectives. So I will be recording in about 2 or 3 days episode 74. So you have to let me know ASAP on this video some fan objectives, and if you give me a fan objective, also give me a forfeit or something I can do if we don't achieve that objective. But that's enough talking at today's episode, guys. I just want to say again a massive thank you for all the love and support on the recent videos on the channel, because I have got a massive announcement. Are you all ready? We have hit 1,000 subscribers. Honestly, guys, I cannot get over. I got an email from YouTube saying, "Go bananas, you've hit 1,000 subscribers." I could not believe it. It's absolutely amazing. I'm so over the moon. I'm so excited. And I did hit this on Friday the 10th of May. I hit it late on the Friday and then announced it on the Saturday. So thank you to all you guys that have supported recently and subscribed. Thank you to all the guys that have supported for a long time since I come back in September. But honestly, guys, when I made my return back in September, I didn't think in May I would be hitting 1,000 subs. And you guys are the ones I have to thank for that. So honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And here's to 2,000 subs. Now we grind out to the next achievement, the next goal, which is 2,000 subs. Absolute madness, the fact I can sit here and thank you guys for helping me hit 1,000 subs. There's 1,000 of you guys subscribed to this channel, which is an absolute madness. So again, thank you so much, guys. I honestly do appreciate it. And I may well do 1,000 subscriber video. At the moment, I've got in mind maybe doing the hottest chili in the world, a Carolina Reaper, eating that while recording myself to upload for you guys, because I'm sure from what I've seen on YouTube, other people doing it, I'll be in a lot of pain. I'll end up in the bath with the shower on me, and I'll be drinking a lot of milk, ice cream, and yogurt, because it seems to burn a lot of people. Now, I'm not too bad with hot food, but if you guys would like to see that for 1,000 subscriber video, me eating the hottest chili in the world to get a bit of a fun reaction out of me, then let me know down below. But anyway, back in today's episode, we've got Watford up next. Now, I have just chose to play the Watford game, play the Arsenal game, and simulate the game in the Carabao Cup against Stevenage. So this is the lineup we are going to be putting out against Watford. We've got Sessegnon out on the left wing, Roberto Firmino at striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gino Wijnaldum linking up with Naby Keita in the central midfield role. A little deeper, we've got Jordan Henderson in the central defensive midfield, and then Tierney, Jimenez, Tar and Semedo at the back, with of course Alisson between the sticks. I've had to rotate the team quite a lot because unfortunately we're still not fully fit after the previous games, and especially that game against Bayern Munich where we had to take it all the way to extra time. The likes of Mane, the likes of Robertson, Van Dijk, Gomez, they're just not fully fit. And you can even see Naby Keita, Gini and Bobby Firmino still aren't fully fit, but are a lot fitter than the other players. So I've had to rotate the team quite a bit for this game against Watford in the Premier League. And I also want to mention this, guys, because somebody said, Brad, if you're not going to do the fan objectives till 3 or 4 episodes in, is it only going to start, is the objective only going to kick in when I announce it? The answer to that, guys, is no. So let's say, for example, we do a fan objective of we've got to score more than 10 goals with our defenders. If we've already got 3 or 4 goals, which I know we have because I know that who scored for us? I think Robertson might have scored, and I also think Trent might have scored. So if we've already got 2 scored, that's going to come towards it. It doesn't matter whether I announce the fan objectives in the next episode or 10 episodes in. It doesn't matter. The number is there. So if it's about Timo Werner scoring, whatever he's got now is going to count towards that actual figure that you guys want me to hit. But I'll explain that a little bit more in the next episode when we do announce the fan objectives, and we will be looking through them. But I would appreciate, guys, because you have to leave a comment and then I have to do the Photoshop about your comment so I can put it into the video. So please let me know. This is your last chance in today's episode to let me know some fan objectives. If you don't, I'll have to make them up myself. But anyway, let's get into this game against Watford at Anfield and hopefully bag those 3 important points. And remember, we're on ultimate difficulty. Our second game in the Premier League. We beat Burnley, but we had to simulate that game. We were at home, but we managed to beat them 2-1. Now we're going to face off against Watford. We are back at Anfield. 2 games at the start of the Premier League at Anfield. I am very happy with that because I love it when the home fans get behind and we can do some damage to the opposition. Gerard Deulofeu is the man to watch for Watford. Bobby Firmino is the man to watch for us. He's not fully fit, but I'm hoping he's going to have his shooting boots on today. But it is going to be Bobby Firmino to get us kicked off in this first half. Let's get it underway. Let's see what damage we can do. Intercepted now from Semedo. Nicely done. And Bobby Firmino's going to lay this off now to Ryan Sessegnon. And Ryan Sessegnon, with probably all the pace in the world and fresh legs, is going to try and get in there. Oh, I'm going to have to pull it back. In now to Naby Keita. Naby Keita gets a shot off. Don't know what I've done there, if I'm completely honest with Ryan Sessegnon. I just didn't think I was going to get the angle. And he didn't get off the mark quick enough, so I tried to pull it back and do something with it. Sadly, it fell to Naby Keita and I was unable to do anything with it. Let's pull that back with Sessegnon now. Into Gini Wijnaldum, laying it off now to Henderson, who takes it down on his right foot. Looks to Ben one. Oh, just by the goal. Ball into middle. Henderson should be on that one and heads it towards Bobby Firmino. Bobby going to look at running now and play it around the corner to Salah. And Salah looks at getting the better this time of the Watford defenders. Onto that left foot. Slot home Salah. He's gone with his right foot.
Good attacking play. They've got a corner from it.
Salah, that's onto your left foot like I shifted the ball. Look, little turn in there onto your left foot. I don't know why you've gone with your right foot. Nicely done by Semedo, who's going to hold this up nicely, and Jonathan Tah plays that out now. Here's Naby Keita. Naby Keita over now to Gini Wijnaldum. And we're coming forward now in numbers. Let's go over to Naby Keita. Naby Keita going to look at Henderson and then over to Salah. Here comes Salah darting into the box. He's going to cut this back onto his left foot. Salah looks to bend one. It's off the post. Well, that's the position we want Salah in. But unfortunately, he only manages to put it onto the post. Into the middle now is Ndidi. Hughes. Hughes lays it down now to Melando. Back to Ndidi. Into the middle now for Will Hughes. And as that ball is played in, the referee is going to blow for half-time at Anfield. 0-0. Personally, as a manager and a player, controlling the players, we've been absolutely all over Watford. I'm actually a bit shocked that it's still 0-0, but I just feel like we're finishing that last clinical shot. We're having plenty of shots. Salah's at the post. Henderson's putting them over the bar. Bobby's had a header. We're just putting them too many balls wide and not on target and challenging the keeper right now. So I am going to look at making one change, and that change is going to be Gini Wijnaldum for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Now, although a lot of people will be thinking, Brad, why are you not bringing Coutinho on? Although Coutinho's done wonders, it was the Ox that got the assist for Coutinho's goal in the previous episode. So the Ox for me is making great runs, getting him behind when he does play. So I'm going to look at bringing him on later on into the game. I'm either going to look at Coutinho for Naby Keita and then Junior for Salah, or it's going to be Junior for Salah and then Timo Werner up top for Bobby Firmino. Because if we can run the Watford defenders ragged right now and tire them out, when Timo Werner comes on with fresh legs, they could be on a little bit of trouble. But Watford are going to be the team to kick us off in this second half. Let's get it underway. Salah playing it through now to Naby Keita, going backwards now to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Here comes Henderson now, playing it through to the Ox. Going to hit this first time with the Ox. Big strike there. And the Watford keeper denies. The Ox into the middle now for Naby Keita. Laying it through now to Salah. Here comes Salah getting the better of the defender. Rolls onto that left foot. Looks at getting his shot off. But unfortunately, it's going to be cleared away. Let's play this down now to the Ox. The Ox takes it down and hits one. Big save there from the keeper. And we've got a Liverpool corner. She's on Henderson straight up now to Bobby. Bobby loses out to Caspil. Come on, keep going here, lads. Nicely done. No, go Jonathan Tah. Oh, to the back of the net.
And they've scored. That's the first goal of the game.
How has that just happened then, ladies and gentlemen? How as that just happened.
They've got the lesser players here.
How did Jonathan Tah not battle him off the ball? What's going on?
And they've got a goal.
And we are now 1-0 down. With only 22 minutes to go. We still haven't scored a goal, and we just don't look like we're going to score. Ox through now to Naby Keita. Naby Keita going to poke one through now to Mo Salah. Come on, Salah, let's get in the box. Nice little ball in now. Ryan Sessegnon heads one! And we have responded in the 71st minute. And it's Ryan Sessegnon on the left wing. Beautiful header, beautiful goal. And let's not take away the fact that was a wonderful ball in from Mo Salah. Poked it round the corner. Salah whips it in. Ryan Sessegnon gets away from the defender, gives himself a little bit of space, and Power headers one home. And I think with that goal coming, we definitely have to look at making a change, because we want to win this game, and to win it, we have to change something up. So what we're going to do is, really need Naby Keita to be fit against Arsenal. So let's drop Naby Keita and bring on Coutinho. And then let's bring Junior out on that right wing for Salah. Junior likes to get in behind and loves to score late goals for us. So let's hope Coutinho and Junior can make the difference. We've got 19 minutes. Can we find a second goal? Carefully, yeah. Don't let them come forward. Let's go, Junior. Let's get in behind. Son, nicely done. Block there from Semedo. Jonathan Tah's on it. Let's go. Ball into the middle. Jimenez is going to get that one into the back of the net. And it's another goal from Philippe.
Really very good header. Great technique. Worthy goal. Oh, it's fantastic.
Well, I have no idea who this striker is, but he's running rings around our defenders, and we now find ourselves 2-1 down. Are we going to respond and then push on for a second? Close this down nicely on Tierney. Ball into the middle now, Henderson. Henderson round now, let's poke that round now to Junior. And here comes Junior now, onto that left foot. Junior! We've responded, it's 2-2. Now we've got 12 minutes to find a winner. Well, they say in football, when the opposition scores, they're at their most weakest for the opposition coming back and scoring. And that's exactly what we did there against Watford. They scored. They were obviously thinking, we've got this here. And Junior, with that cheeky goal, tried to go with the left foot finesse. Junior has other ideas and goes for the right foot outside the boot. And we've got 12 minutes to find a third goal and potentially put this game to bed. Like she's done, Henderson, keep going, son. Let's win that ball now, Semedo. Here's Coutinho. Coutinho pings one over the top now, looking for Junior. I tell you what, Junior is on this one now. Here comes Junior, cutting into the box now. Junior looking through to Bobby Firmino. Bobby Firmino's made it 3-2. With 3 minutes to go, we've pulled it back. Well, I was telling you guys, the squad that we have, I was asking you, do we need to sign anyone else to this Liverpool team? Well, with the squad we have, we don't give up, we keep fighting. And that beautiful ball into Bobby Firmino from Junior, who then slots home. Junior on for Salah was 100% a bit of tactical genius. He's got a goal and he's now got an assist. Well done at Vinicius Junior. And with 2 minutes to go, we find ourselves 3-2 up and winning the game. Ball down now, looking. Let's go, Jimenez. You're going to have to stand tall. Nice block there from Jimenez. And it is going to be a late corner for Watford in the dying embers of this game. Let's try and deal with this ball and get it out. Ball into the middle. Let's get rid of it. Nicely done, Jonathan Tah. Referee, surely. How's the referee not blown? Let's go, Coutinho. Nicely done. And as Coutinho looks to break it out. Come on, ref. Yes, we've done it. We've pulled it back against Watford to beat them 3-2. Well, I said at the start of today's episode, PSG and Bayern were the only two difficult teams I have struggled against on ultimate difficulty. I take that back because Watford give us a run for their money. Absolutely unbelievable team Watford have.
I think it was fitting that it was him.
And that is unbelievable. What a result. We had to dig deep, we had to fight, we had to show our heart, and we did in the end. And we managed to beat Watford 3-2. Stat-wise, I said at half-time, we were absolutely all over Watford. We had 14 shots, 10 of them being on target. Watford, very, very, very consistent. 2 shots, 2 on target. And both of them ended up in the back of the net. But it is Vinicius Junior to pick up 9.5 rating and pick up man of the match. Well and truly deserved with an assist and goal on the day. Right, and here we are. I've advanced all the way to match day. We were about to face off against Arsenal. We've already beat them in the previous episode in the FA Community Shield 2-0. Can we do the same in the Premier League? I've done all the player development. I've got 2 emails that I need to show you guys. But also, We currently find ourselves top of the Premier League. We beat Burnley that we simulated 2-1, and we've just beaten Watford 3-2. So happy to see us top of the Premier League, and what a great start after just 2 games. But before I show you the squad, I have to show you these 2 emails. So number 1, we've had an offer in for Dylan Morris. Not even our second keeper, George Bailey. Our third keeper, Dylan Morris, and Spurs have offered us £34 million. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that there. Spurs might pull out, but I'm going to hope that we can get to the end of today's episode and you guys can let me know, should we sell Dylan Morris for £34 million? And the same with this offer here. Aaron Ramsey, we got him for free in season 2. Should we look at selling him to Manchester City for £26.2 million? I personally think there's no point. You guys are already telling me we've got £500 million, £500 million, and we cannot buy anyone because you guys are saying to me, Brad, you've got an unbelievable team. There's nowhere that needs to be improved. There's nowhere that needs to be built on. We don't need to bolster the squad anymore. We've got an absolutely unbelievable team. So realistically, just selling players, to me, seems a little bit of a waste, because if we sell Aaron Ramsey, he is going to help us out in the FA Cup. He's going to help us out in the Carabao Cup. We're only going to have to then replace him. And who do we replace him with? The same with Dylan Morris. We're probably never going to play with him. But what's the point in getting £34 million in when we already have £500 million and we can't even spend it? So I thought I'd leave that in there, guys. If you do want me to sell the players, let me know down below in the comment section. But to be fair, by the time I get to the end of today's episode, Spurs and Manchester City may well have pulled out. But the lineup we are putting out against Arsenal is the usual strong starting 11 that we like to put out day in and day out. And that's Sadio Mane out on the left wing, Roberto Firmino at striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gino Wijnaldum linking up with Naby Keita in the central midfield role. A little deeper, we've got Fabinho in the central defensive midfield, and then Robertson at Van Dijk, Gomez and Trent at the back, with of course Alisson between the sticks. It's not going to be an easy game. The Gunners Arsenal are a massive London club. Very, very big in the Premier League. Normally always finishing in at least the top 6. So on ultimate difficulty, this certainly isn't going to be an easy game. And they probably are going to look for a little bit of revenge, considering we beat them 2-0 and won the FA Community Shield right in front of them. So are they going to maybe do a job at the Emirates Stadium against us? They might just do that. But you know what? We're here. We've travelled to London. We need to take those 3 important points back to Liverpool.
Let's
get this on the way.
On EA TV.
Arsenal in the Premier League. They're one of the big top 6. And we're playing them early on. So to pick up the 3 points and beat them away from home, at least then when they come to Anfield and we're at home, we could have the 6 points. 3 points off them this time round and 3 points off them at Anfield, and that is important when playing the top 6. That's why Liverpool sadly didn't win the Premier League. We lost to the winners Manchester City, and that's the heartbreaking thing. If we'd have beat them, it would have been a whole different story. But it is going to be Arsenal to kick us off in this first half period. Let's get it underway. Genie up to Bobby, laying it straight off now to Naby Keita, around the corner now to Mo Salah. Mo Salah in behind the try and cut in now onto his left foot. Mo Salah puts it 1-0 up after 3 minutes. Well, Arsenal, you didn't expect that. Salah, the Golden Boot winner in real life, go and celebrate in front of the camera. What an unbelievable start at the Emirates Stadium. 1-0 after 3 minutes. A cut back behind their number 23 onto that left foot and buried one past Leno. Is Genie going to play it through now to Mane in a little bit of space? Mane looks to turn on the Jets. Let's go, Sadio. Let's cut this back. Sadio onto the right foot. Looks to bend the one. It's off the post. And Genie Wijnaldum's not there to follow up. That was unlucky. Genie out wide now to Robertson. Robertson coming forward. Let's go into Bobby. Bobby coming forwards now. Let's lay it off now to Naby Keita. Naby Keita going to lay it out wide now to Salah. Salah coming forward. He's going to cut it back onto his left foot once again. Looks to bend the one. And Salah's done a repeat of his first goal and scored a brace. Beautiful, beautiful goal there from Salah. It's the same as his first. Cut back. Beats Benashia, number 23. Look at this. Cuts in. Beats Benashia. Benashia should be all over him. He doesn't. And he takes onto his left foot and bends it out of the reach of Leno. And into that far left corner. Socrates, not in a great place. Should do better there and get on the line to help out Leno. But he doesn't. Laid off now from Naby Keita to Bobby. Bobby going to flick one over the top now to Mo Salah. Mo Salah's got the better of these defenders once again. Cutting it onto his left foot. Mo Salah! It's off the post this time round. Bobby going back now out to Mane, but Martin was all over that one. Here's Tielemans. Socrates. And the referee is going to blow for half-time at the Emirates Stadium. We're going in 2-0 up. Thanks to Mo Salah He's on a brace and he's on for his hat-trick, and I honestly think if we do keep him on and he's looking a lot better than what I thought, he's probably going to go for his hat-trick here. So if one of the fan objectives is Mo Salah, Mane or Bobby to score a hat-trick in one game, Salah might be about to tick that off already. But realistically, we've dominated against Arsenal. We're 2-0 up just like we were in the FA Community Shield. We're going to continue into the second half. We are going to have kick-off with Bobby Firmino. And if we keep playing the way we're playing, I have no doubt we can potentially beat them 3, 4, maybe even 5-0. Run that now, Genie. Nicely done. Genie into the middle now for Naby Keita, laying off to Fabinho, and then straight through now to Salah. Salah through on goal, left foot, and Salah's got his hat-trick only 3 minutes into the second half. Well, I said Salah, if he stays on the pitch, was on for a brace. He's done just that. Now, to be fair, Salah didn't score many goals or get many assists in Season 1. He scored a few goals in Season 2 and got a few assists. But I still haven't got Mo Salah into that groove of scoring nearly every game. Well, we're in our third Premier League game, and he's just scored a hat-trick. So, Mo Salah for Golden Boot. He's certainly outshining Bobby Firmino right now, who could potentially do the treble. Into Fabinho. Playing it through now to Coutinho. Coutinho coming forwards and loses the ball out to Socrates. And it's out for a Liverpool throw-in. It's Mane. Mane going to get cut up there to go back to Robertson. Fabinho. Coutinho. Laying off now to Naby Keita first time! And Naby Keita makes it 3-0. 4-0, sorry. The 3-0 come from Mo Salah on his own. Naby Keita, who looks to be having a tremendous start for Liverpool in Season 3, has put us 4-0 up. He scored 7 in pre-season. And I think that might be his first, maybe his second goal in the Premier League. We'll have to wait and see. But what has Naby Keita done there? It's his first goal in the Premier League. And bearing in mind, we've only played 3 games in the Premier League. It looks like he's going to have a tremendous season ahead of himself. Mo Salah playing it back now to Trent. Into the middle for Naby Keita. Coutinho onto the right foot. Looks at bend the one. Leno has to tip it over. And we've got a corner right on the end of this game. The dying embers. Can we score with Virgil van Dijk? Come on, Virgil, make this happen. Head this one home for 5-0. What a result that would be against Arsenal. Ball in. Van Dijk is there. Heads it. It's just wide of goal. The referee is going to blow for full time at the Emirates Stadium. I cannot believe it. We struggled against Watford but managed to beat them 3-2. But definitely a difficult game. And this game against Arsenal, one of the bigger clubs from London, one of the bigger top 6 clubs in the Premier League, we managed to beat 4-0 and absolutely killed them off by half-time. Arsenal having 1 shot, 1 on target, nothing from it. We had 15 shots, 8 of them being on target. Mo Salah picks up a well and truly deserved man of the match with a 10.0 rating. Well done, Mo Salah. And we've already scored our first hat-trick only 3 episodes in to Season 3. Right, and I've now done all the player development, all the emails, and advanced all the way to the game against Stevenage in the round 2 of the Carabao Cup. Now, I can confirm that Manchester City pulled out for Aaron Ramsey, and I can confirm Spurs pulled out for our goalkeeper. So it doesn't matter now, guys. You don't have to leave a comment down below letting me know, should we sell them or not. Now, because we're early on into the Carabao Cup, against Stevenage, the lineup that we're putting out, we should have no problem beating them. The only worry is sometimes when you do simulate games, it's out of your hands. You can't decide whether you're going to win or not. And even though on paper, we should absolutely batter Stevenage, if we were to bet on it, we would be the team in favour. But on the day, it all depends how the team plays. Now, I'm probably going to simulate this game. Well, I am simulating this game against Stevenage. But let's say, episodes later, we had Norwich, Fulham, and the next game in the EFL, or the Carabao Cup, I would probably play the Carabao Cup. It's just because I would have rather played the Watford game and the Arsenal game because they're 2 big games in the Premier League, and I wanted to kick off the Premier League with the best start that we possibly could. And to be fair, that's exactly what we've done. We've had 3 games, 1 against Burnley, 1 against Watford, 1 against Arsenal. We've won all 3. The first 2 we struggled a little bit. Burnley obviously was out of my hands. We had to simulate it, but we beat them 2-1. Watford was in my hands. I played that game and we did struggle, and I'm so happy that we managed to pull it back and beat them 3-2, but that was a difficult game. The game then against Arsenal, you'd think on paper Arsenal are much better than Watford, but when I played it, we were all over Arsenal and we weren't all over Watford. So on the day, it all depends. So I have no idea whether we're going to get through to the next stage of the Carabao Cup, but it is in EA's hands when we simulate this game. But this is the lineup we are putting out against them. We've got Sessegnon out on the left wing, Timo Werner getting his first start for Liverpool at striker position, Junior out on the right wing, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in the central midfield linking up with Ramsey. We've then got Sandro Tonali in the central defensive midfield, and then Tierney, Jimenez, Tar and Semedo at the back with George Bailey between the sticks. So Timo Werner is getting his first start for Liverpool, and it is in a Carabao Cup game. So let's go ahead and get the players warmed up. Let's simulate this game, and just fingers crossed we can get through to the next stages, because you never know, if I've got 2 easy games in the Premier League, I might be able to play the next Carabao Cup game. But realistically, I need to be looking to play the Premier League games the majority of the time, because we want to win the Premier League and basically just top off Season 3 with the best run that we possibly can, winning as many trophies as we can. Although it doesn't feel like that right now for the Carabao Cup. For me, if it's between the Carabao Cup and the Premier League, it's always going to be the Premier League. If it's between the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, it's always going to be the FA Cup. You guys get the idea, but let's get the players warmed up. Let's get this kicked off, and fingers crossed as the referee looks to blow his whistle. Here we go. 5 minutes in, nothing has happened just yet. 10 minutes in, same sort of situation. Cuthbert picks up a yellow card in the 13th minute. Ramsey has now picked up an injury in the 16th minute. Sonup has scored for Stevenage in the 20th minute. Tierney picks up a yellow card in the 32nd. Sessegnon has come back and scored, putting it back to level terms in the 44th, and then scored just after half-time in the 47th to put us 2-1 up. Come on, we need a third goal. Talisca's come on for Ramsey. His injury is probably going to be a little bit worse for wear. Coming into the last 9 members of the game. And luckily enough, the referee has blown for full time, and it's thanks to Ryan Sessegnon, who scored right before half time in the 44th and right after half time in the 47th to then help us go on and win the game against Stevenage. So luckily enough, and by the skin of our teeth, we have managed to beat Stevenage and go through to the next stages of the Carabao Cup. Very, very lucky there. But we've also had that injury picked up from Ramsey. Hopefully it's not going to be too bad. But as we all know, Aaron Ramsey in this game and also in real life is very injury prone. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's out for the rest of the season. But let's go ahead and advance and get back to the central. And then we can see how Aaron Ramsey's injury is looking. So if we jump over to the office, player injured. Luckily enough, it's only a sprained ankle and he's going to be out for 9 days. Now, the best thing out of that, it's only 9 days. And Aaron Ramsey is not a starting player for us in our starting 11. So it doesn't matter too much. We've got plenty of players that can play in that position. But we need to make sure he's back for the next game when we play the Carabao Cup. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to advance all the way to the Norwich game. I'll look over the emails and stuff. But we shouldn't really hear anything other than probably transfers coming in for some of the youngsters. But realistically, we should, if it hurries up, get all the way to the Norwich game without any interruptions. I can't believe we've dropped. We started Season 3 at a 92 overall manager. 92. Can you believe that? And if you look in the top left now, we've dropped down to an 84. Bearing in mind, we're currently top of the Premier League after 3 games. We've already won the FA Community Shield. We've won the UEFA Super Cup. And we won pre-season the Asian League Cup. But we've gone down 6 ratings in our manager overall rating. Just seems bonkers. EA seriously need to fix that. But we've now advanced all the way to the match day against Norwich, which we will be simulating in the next episode. So to finish off the episode, we're going to have a little read through these emails. So players leaving on international duty, that doesn't matter. It's not till September, no problem. Virtue Thick's transfers broken down, no surprise there. And then we've had a few games rescheduled. One against Wolves, one against West Ham, and one against Manchester City. So that's all talking September talk. We're only at the end of August right now. So what I will do, actually, I didn't realise we were so close to going into September. I'll have a little look how the teams have been messed around, because we just said it was going to be Norwich, Fulham and Man City in the next episode. Is that still the case? No, it's not. See, this is what happens, guys. So in the next episode, it's going to be Norwich, it's going to be Fulham, and it's going to be Lokomotiv in the Champions League, which means our group must have been drawn. We've got Lokomotiv, we've got Borussia Dortmund, and we've got Porto. Now, Liverpool beat Porto in Champions League and knocked them out in the semi-finals. I do believe, no, that was Barcelona, so it must be the quarter-finals. We had to play Porto and knocked them out. We then played Barca in the semi-finals, and we've now got Spurs in the final. So there are 3 teams, Lokomotiv, Borussia Dortmund and Porto in our group in the Champions League. So that means in the next episode, guys, like I was saying, we got Fulham, we got Lokomotiv, and we got Manchester City. Sorry, no, we haven't. No, we haven't. We've still got a game in August, Brad. What are you thinking? We've got Norwich, we've got Fulham, and we've got Lokomotiv. So for me, we're going to simulate the game against Norwich because we're at home, so we've got more chance of winning. We're going to play the game against Fulham because, of course, we're away and we don't have a good chance of winning. And then I also want to play the Champions League game. But again, all these games can change. I could say right now, we'll play Porto, simulate Stoke, and then play Chelsea. But another game from the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, Champions League, games get thrown in there. And like I was saying, we were going to play Norwich, Fulham and City. We're now playing Norwich, Fulham and Locomotive. So we'll have to wait and see what happens in the next episode. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. And if you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below if you're new around here. Click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been Massive Brad. Peace out.